What's going on, LFG fam? Welcome back to another video on the channel. Today we are bringing you our review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. One of our most anticipated movies of the year. We've been talking about this since it got announced, since we found out that Shadow was in it. Jim Carrey coming back. We could not wait. So we are here to review, give you our honest thoughts and opinions, so that maybe you can go watch it and form your own opinions if you haven't seen it yet. If you're new to LFG, whenever we do a review, movie, TV show, whatever the case may be, we like to give you our ratings off rip, spoiler free. Just in case you haven't seen the movie, you can see this, stop the video, like it, so you can come back to it and finish the rest once you've seen it. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that spoiler free, like I said. Sonic 3, what you got, man?
I'm not even gonna dance around it. This movie was amazing. I had a blast. This is the first time I ever went to a movie by myself. Other people could not join me this time, but oh my god, did I have a fun time with it. The action was amazing. The story was compelling. I believed every part of it. That's some stuff that I think a lot of people would do. Maybe I would do myself. Hey, I want to get revenge for my loved one. I completely bought into that whole storyline. I absolutely loved it. My rating for this, outside of one thing, and there was two things, but one thing that really maybe hindered it just a little bit, enough to take off a point combined with the other one. I'm at a 9 out of 10. I'm at a 4.5 stars on this for Letterboxd. This was absolutely amazing, and I'll even go as far as to say this is the best video game movie of all time.
Excuse me. Damn, I was not expecting that. I've been fighting with the 8 and the 9. I had a problem with it, I think, kind of early on. And at that point, because whenever I watch a movie, I like to go up my scale. And there's things that can take it down or however the case may be. And I don't know if that's weird, but that's just how my brain works. So I was at an 8 for a while, and dude, that third act, man,
Absolutely amazing.
Epic. I loved every second of it. So yeah, I think I'm at a 9. I think I'm at a 9. I think I could comfortably say I echo everything that you said. This movie was from beginning to end fun. I felt like I'm not going to say playing, but I felt like how I felt as a kid playing the Sonic games. Like, this felt like Sonic, and they have captured that every single movie. No different here. Amazing.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah. Opening, phenomenal. The middle part, where the meat of the story was completely well done. And then that ending, that just the way to wrap up absolutely everything of the movie. Talk about the cherry on top. Phenomenal. There you go. You got 9s from me and Jet here at LFG. If you guys haven't seen the movie yet, considering going to watch it, go check it out. If you're on the fence, go check it out. It's absolutely amazing. Don't take our word for it. You guys go watch it, judge it for yourselves, come back and tell us what the rating is, what you guys thought about the movie. But now we're going to go into some spoiler talk here. So if you haven't seen the movie yet, this is that point of the show, point of the review where you just want to pause it, come back to it later and get our full thoughts on that. Let's jump straight into it, Justin. Let's just talk about the negatives real quick. Why did you dock that point? Why did I dock that point? And from after that, I think we could just sing its praises. What do you think?
So I think the full point just comes, at least for me, for two things. One, and I actually got to watch. I tell you, every time that I watch a movie, if Chris Stuckman has a review on it, I can't wait. I can't wait. So that was the only review that I've seen about this movie so far. He loved it, and he actually had a differing opinion from me. He loved the pacing in the beginning, and for me, I don't know if it just started too fast, which I'm kind of battling with that in my head because this is the third movie, so there doesn't need to be any setup or anything. But I just felt like the movie was kind of moving at a weird pace, just for me personally, of course. So that was just kind of in the beginning. Once it settled down, like you said, the second act for me, when they get into backstories, you get into Shadow's backstory, a little bit of the Robotniks and what really happened. I thought that was all really, really good storytelling. So just the pacing a little bit in the beginning for me personally, and then and it's weird, but some of the jokes just didn't work for me. Obviously we're gonna get into it more, but Jim Carrey was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He like, dude. I and it's probably not gonna happen, but I just want more Jim Carrey in Hollywood, man. Like I know he loves this franchise and that's really why he does it, but he's just so phenomenal that like, god damn. But yeah, and the thing that like, because this is obviously for kids, like it is, like, let's just call it what it is. So the jokes sometimes could be aimed for kids, but there was some good ones in there that it did catch me like chuckling a little bit. um but that's really my only negatives, really. Like I said, like we said in the beginning, it was a phenomenal movie. So yeah.
Uh, three things. The two of them minor. The third one, we could talk about it and see how you feel. The first one, very very nitpicky. The USB flash drive, Robotnik's next to theirs. Why not just pull that out and the whole thing? You could say maybe it was too long, or it was already too late. They did what they had to do. Fine, no problem. Like I said, nitpick. Number two, um, the suits and they're dancing. Their face wasn't covered, so the lasers. Why didn't they hit their face? I
I
guess.
thought I thought I
Yeah.
thought about that too. I did, for sure.
Yeah. I guess you could say, look, I'm trying to defend it itself, my own nitpicks and my own argument. I guess you could say, the lasers were just attracted to the suits. Okay, fine. Yeah, I'll buy that. The lasers were attracted to the suits. And then the third one and my major one, they really left the Master Emerald with Wade, and he's just playing hockey with it. Like, really, this was a very powerful item in the verse that we've already established in the second movie, and he's just playing hockey with it. They left it with. So yeah, that one I was like, come on, like I thought it was gonna be in the forest somewhere in some traps and stuff, and nah, I mean he just had it with Wade. So that was a little disappointing, and for me, that's kind of like a combination of all three. I lost the point on that. Other than that, though, I didn't have no issues with it. I didn't have any issues with it. We can talk about the jokes. One of the jokes I thought was hilarious was Detective Pikachu. They're at the garden, which, by the way, was cool to see too in the movie. I forget that whole garden area was pretty cool. That's something in Sonic. That was cool. And then the little girls come up to him, "Hey, are you Detective Pikachu?" I was laughing my ass off by that. That was hilarious. And Knuckles, Idris just tops it off. Like, he does look like a Pokemon Pika Pika. Like, that to me was hilarious. So I didn't have too many issues with the jokes. Yeah, some of them maybe weren't funny, but not too many of them in my opinion. I thought a lot of them were okay. They were solid, but yeah, no, I thought it was good. That opening, the way to open with that movie and show a Shadow from the very beginning, and he's waking up and then just going in on the guards. I thought that was a phenomenal opening.
Yeah, that was
really
dope.
cool. Yeah, him teleporting everywhere and just beating everybody up. That was great. That was awesome. And then transitioning to Sonic and the Team Sonic, as they said in the movie. That was fun. That was cool. And it's his what was it? They call it a birthday, Earth Day, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. And then they just get straight into it, going to Tokyo and fighting Shadow, and it just shows how strong and how, I guess, just how strong Shadow is. And he just made quick work of Knuckles in one. Who in the second one he was the guy, he was the bad guy. So yeah, I thought that was awesome too.
So he can't take on all three of us. Oh damn, he took out all three of us.
Yeah, so phenomenal. And then I bought the story. Like they gave us as to Shadow's backstory and why he's doing what he's doing. I bought it, man. Like, that was his only friend. That was his only comfort at that time, and the way that she ended up going away was kind of crazy. So yeah, I completely bought that. We didn't find that out till later on in the movie, but yeah, I had no issues with his motives whatsoever for doing what they did. His grandpa either, Robotnik's grandpa. He's a Robotnik too. I completely understand him too. He's in pain. He's grieving, man. Like, they took his granddaughter from him, and that was crazy. So I absolutely bought into that whole part too. And then
and they were locked up for 50 years.
Yeah, for 50 years. 50
they got the
years.
Brook treatment.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. So no, yeah, completely justified. Maybe not justified, but valid opinion, valid reasonings, in my opinion, as to why they wanted to do that. And then you get that third act, which was phenomenal, man. You get the Goku, the Vegeta line, and in this case, you think Goku is Is Sonic? Nah, it's not. It's Shadow. Shadow's Goku in that one. Yeah, that was awesome to see, man. He looked. I was talking to Jet off when we didn't start the recording yet. He looked rose pink to me, something like that. So I thought it looked great. I thought it was awesome. Both of them together, powering up, getting their super forms, phenomenal. That fight scene between both of them was amazing. Them going around the whole Earth and just kind of, we literally got a DBZ fight. We literally did them going around Earth.
It was
insane.
epic. The teleporting,
Yeah.
how fast they're going, and
Yeah.
it was really cool because in the trailer they show that part where he's like, "You're right about one thing. This ends now." They show that part of the trailer, but he's not in his super form, so they hid that well. Like I was not expecting them
Yeah.
for that to go down like that. Like,
Yeah,
man, seeing, but like you said, seeing both of them in their super forms, man, it was crazy.
that was awesome. That was epic. I was geeking out over there. Um, yeah, phenomenal. You even get a little bit of redemption arc with Robotnik too, and him finding out the master plan is just to destroy Earth. And he's like, "Whoa, what? nah, man. I want
Yeah.
to rule it. I don't want to destroy it." So I believed his motive too as to switching. I'm not going to destroy the Earth. I want to rule it. And we get an awesome mini redemption arc. He even says it himself. Well, if I can't rule the world, then I might as well save it. So that was cool. that was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I absolutely love this movie. I really did. This was phenomenal to watch. I rewatched the first one. I didn't get a chance to rewatch the second one, but I rewatched that first one. Still holds up. Funny to me. It was amazing too. So for them to just capitalize on this trilogy, I think it's got to go up there in the discussion. Not as best trilogies, because I mean, obviously there's some other ones, and there's probably some 10s and some other trilogies, but this goes up there. I think this got to be high on some people's lists or trilogies, and I'm not mad at it at all. I thought this was amazing.
No, I agree, and like I said, it each one just does an excellent job in capturing the spirit of what Sonic is, what Sonic means to people. You can obviously tell that the people behind the scenes, the people that are working on this film, care about the property. And I don't have the gentleman's name, but through Chris Stuckman's video, I learned that I don't think he created Shadow, but he worked on the Shadow the Hedgehog game, the one that I talk about all the time. He worked on that one, and he was able to work on this. So they had people that understand Sonic, that understand Shadow. And I mean, while we're talking about it, Keanu Reeves is Shadow, man.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Amazing. Yeah, he absolutely destroyed the role. He sounded like the way I would picture Shadow sound in a live action, if that makes sense. Like, I mean, we can obviously hear him, but he did a great job as Shadow. Like he did a phenomenal job, and I'm excited to see him in the future. We're in spoiler talk already too, so we got some end credit scenes. Yeah, he at the end of the movie, he ends up him and Jim Carrey, him and Dr. Robotnik end up trying to sacrifice themselves to save the Earth, which in and of itself was crazy because I thought that was another funny joke. The laser beam, they push the fortress out of the way, and it just like cuts off a piece of the moon. I'm like, oh my god, that was kind of crazy. And he's like, yeah, I did it. And then he cuts the moon off and like, oh, what did you guys do? that was hilarious to me. But yeah, they ended up sacrificing themselves because after the laser, it's about to explode and all this radiation is about to just rain down on Earth and just wreak havoc and destroy it. So they had to do something to kind of like stall for time while Shadow pushes it out of the way, and it just explodes. And we get a farewell from Dr. Robotnik, and he's even shouting out his henchman, the greatest henchman in the world, and he loves his lattes, which was a callback and stuff. So that was pretty cool. And Shadow just blows up, and presumably that's where it ends, right? They go and finish their camping trip that they started at the beginning of the movie, and have a good time like that. And at the end, second end credit scene, we see him pick up the rings because he took off his gold rings to kind of push the fortress out the way, the base out the way, and he picks it up and presumably puts it back on. So he's coming back. Keanu's coming back, hopefully, and I am all for it. I thought that was amazing. So.
Yeah, like obviously, seeing him coming back, hopefully, it's Keanu Reeves again. I don't see why he wouldn't. I'm sure he had a blast voicing Shadow. It's crazy too, because I've talked about it in the past. Obviously, Shadow's my favorite character in the whole series, in the whole property. But in here, man, in this franchise of movies, I think my favorite character is Knuckles, man. Knuckles is so funny to me. Like everything he does, that whole part where they're tied up and they get back into the house, and Sonic's like talking to them, and Shadow's just, oh my bad, like bro. Knuckles
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal character, voice actor as well. Yeah. Yeah, I'm with you. Shadow is my favorite character. They did him justice completely. There's like it's phenomenal to see. And then that the first end credit scene, which we heard about, right? We said that first one is where it's at. Yeah, they did not disappoint. Starts off at night. He's racing because at the end of the movie they're all racing just like they did in the beginning, and he ends up outside of New York, I believe is what it said on the sign, and he's looking around for somebody or for them and where you at and whatever, and somebody pulls up right behind him, and it's Metal Sonic, and I was like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. That's good. That's to me that was the obvious next thing. I thought that's if I had to pick one person to show up next, it would have been Metal Sonic, and that's what we get. But not only Metal Sonic, we get a whole bunch of Metal Sonics, and they're about to jump Sonic as well, and somebody shows up, and I believe her name is Amy Rose, right? I think that was
Amy.
Amy,
Yeah.
yeah. She shows up, she puts she takes the hood off, and reveals that it's her. She's got her hammer that she has, and just destroys all of them. If I'm not mistaken, if I remember that correctly, she destroyed all the Metal Sonics. So she is powerful as well.
Yeah, she had her hammer. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was an awesome end credit scene as well. I enjoyed that. Yeah, the future is looking amazing for Sonic. They're not going anywhere. This franchise is gonna keep going, and I'm all for it.
Yeah, this actually got confirmed earlier today and it's crazy because the Superman trailer dropped today, so I was staying off of social media. So once we finally watched it and I got back on, I just got bombarded with all types of news. But Sonic 4 is currently in the works and in theaters spring 2027. So that is a ways away, but yeah, I mean, I obviously I can't wait. It was cool to see Amy. That's Andrea's favorite character, and she's been waiting since the first one to see her. So that's really cool. Um, it's cool that it's Metal Sonic. That's actually really dope. I don't even know why my mind didn't go to that. For whatever reason, I was thinking Silver. I thought Silver the Hedgehog would be the next move, like going to another cool character after Shadow. But no, Metal Sonic is definitely the play. It's insane. And then, obviously, they pat it like we just talked about Shadow being at the end. So we'll potentially get the 4 hedgehogs together plus Amy. So, man, well, not 4 hedgehogs, but our 4 characters. But yeah, man, amazing movie, movie. Can't wait for the next one. Keep making them. More shows, more spinoffs, whatever you want to do.
I don't know how the box office was for the first 2. I mean, I would imagine it's fine, it's great. They obviously keep going, so this hopefully exceeds the first 2, because to me this one was the better of the 3. The other 2 are still great, don't get me wrong, but to me I had a blast watching this from beginning to end. I was hooked. I was never bored. I was all in, man, all in. That final scene though, I wanted to see. I was hoping for one thing. The moon got destroyed. I was like, oh, okay, maybe they can do something with it, because one of my favorite characters aside from Shadow, it's Sonic, but as werehog form. So I was like, oh, they destroyed the moon. Maybe he can transform into a werehog. And then that end credit scene, it's at night. I'm like, oh, it's about to happen. He's about to transform or something. And no, it didn't happen. So hopefully we do get that later on in the franchise. That's still to come. But I thought it was cool either way. But
Look,
yeah, any other thoughts?
Yeah, we be thinking the same. I didn't think that, but my end processing was that because we were obviously hearing about how this first end credit scene is crazy. Yeah. So when they did that and they destroyed everything and that galaxy was still up there, I was like, damn, are they about to do what I think they're about to do? And it's about to be some multiverse shit. But they kept it calm. They're still in the Sonic universe. But yeah, that's where my mind went, because it was still up there. They had that explosion and that shit was still up there. So I was like, man.
They did. Hey, that could be something that stays in the sky, honestly. And then if they want to use that later on, they really can, because they kind of open the door, I think, to connecting these franchises that we've talked about so much on the pod. Phenomenal, man. Absolutely phenomenal. Real quick, because I didn't get to do this on the pod, man. I got some new additions here to the popcorn. I mean, if you didn't see this one behind me, I mean, Jess got this one too behind him. But I got that hammer, man. I got that hammer from the popcorn buckets. It's not as big as I thought it was going to be, but either way, pretty cool. So, new addition there. And then when I pulled up today, I was not expecting, much. But we talked about this one on the pod too. Oh my God, they had it. They had the Pride Rock. This thing is huge. This thing is huge. So, yeah.
Damn.
Cool. Pretty cool. It says Mufasa on it. The lion's like a little but that's all right. that's okay. That's still a cool piece, regardless.
If you're watching this, if this is your first time to LFG, that should tell you a lot. We do this pop culture stuff. I'm gonna say stuff for the kiddos, but look, Scream, Alien, Marvel. He's got Red One in the background, Dune. We watch movies around here, you know. So hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys watching the review. Let us know if you guys did watch it. Let us know what you guys thought about it. Drop those ratings in the comments. We'd love to hear from you guys. From us, 9s all around. Phenomenal. Can't recommend it enough. Go check it out. We appreciate you guys watching the review. But keep it locked here to LFG, where we got you covered on anything and everything in pop culture. And we'll see you on the next one. Peace.